Hey sports fans, Mr. Noldy back here. Today I was going to talk to you about some radical equations. So these can be tricky sometimes. I used to mess these up a lot, and I'll show you what I used to mess up a lot. So stay tuned. First thing we want to do when we see a radical equation, it's radical because of the radical sign in it. First thing we want to do is get this radical by itself. So I will do that by adding n on each side. So we're going to add n. So now I have radical 6n plus 19, and then we have an n plus 2 on the right hand side. So the first thing we're going to do is switch colors, and I'm going to square both sides of this equation. So that gets rid of our radical sign. So when we do that, on the left hand side we have 6n plus 19, and then n times 2 times n times 2. If I expanded that, I'd have, let's see here, n squared plus 4n plus 4. Is that what we would have? I think so. So what we want to do is get this set equal to 0 to come up with a solution. Now notice we're going to have two solutions here because we have a second degree equation. So we're going to end up with two solutions, and we're going to have to check them both because one of them might be what they call an extraneous root, and that is the part that I always used to mess up. So I'm going to go ahead for us and let's subtract 6n on each side and then subtract 19 on each side. What does that give us? A negative 15. So that's going to be equal to 0. So let's go ahead and solve this, and it will say n times n is n squared. So I'm thinking of factors of 15 whose difference is 2. So that would be a negative 5 and a positive 3. Is that right? I think we're right on that. It's a 0. So if this times that equals 0, either this is 0 or that is 0. So if this one is 0, then we have n equals 5. And if that is 0, then we have n equals negative 3. So that's the first part. We have what we think are some solutions. So I'm going to write those down over here. Positive 5 and negative 3. All right, so give me a second to erase all of this. So here's our original equation. I had to jot that back down after I erased it. But what we want to do is check the solutions, negative 3 and positive 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is put these parentheses in here. So this is how our teachers have taught us to do this. And we'll check the negative 3 first. So negative 3 goes in place of my parentheses. So I'm going to go through here. Does the left-hand side equal the right-hand side? If it does, then we're home free. But let's see. Negative 3, that is 3 plus negative 18 plus 19. And we want to know, does that equal 2? Right? So we're testing on these. Are they equal? So I have 3 plus the square root of 1. Does that equal 2? And I think you can see where we're headed with this. So 3 and square root of 1 is 1. 3 and 1 gives you a 4. And is 4 equal to 2? No. So that tells us that is not a solution. So what we're going to have to do is check the other one, and that one should work. All right, we're set. Let's try number 5. So I'm going to put parentheses in place of the n. Let me rearrange that. And 6 times n plus 19, does that equal 2? So that's what we want to find out. So what goes in place of the n? Well, we checked negative 3 and that didn't work. So now let's check the number 5. So I'll put a number 5 in there with a different color. So negative 5 is negative 5 plus, then we have square root of 30 plus 19, which, I'm liking the looks of this. Are you? 2. So negative 5, what is 30 plus 19? That is the square root of 49. And it's looking good. Let's see, negative 5, what is the square root of 49? 7. And negative 5 and 2, that gives us a 2. So 2 equals 2. So this one checks. So n equals 5 is a solution to this radical equation. Okay? So let me know if you'd like to see more examples of that. The most common thing that I always messed up was not checking them both. I thought I had 2 solutions. Sometimes 2 solutions may work, but you always have to check them to see if you have any extraneous solutions or if you have no solutions. So that is all. Hope you like that. If you got value out of it, please share it with one of your classmates to help them out. And until the next time, this is Mr. Noldy signing out.